Pashaparo, YNet7, thank you for tuning the replay. Today, I want to discuss something. It's going to be the first of its new series. I'm going to call it the Vibes. Something like the Vibe series. We'll see what it turns out to. You'll see it in the title. Thank you for tuning the replay. Let me get some of the sage in the air here. So, show you guys the title here. Thank you for tuning again. Is it in you? Apathy. All right, that's going to be today's title. Is it in you? Apathy. So I have a passage from Power Force. Gotta give credit when it's due. Pick up the book. Here's what it looks like. David Hawkins. Make sure you support. It's really great for all y'all interested in different levels of consciousness and emotion. Okay? So we're going to talk about apathy. And then after that story and those details, we're going to pull a card and we're going to see how that relates to the conversation we're having today. Okay? All right. If you're tuned into the live, feel free to share. If you're not tuned into the live, feel free to share. So apathy. This level is characterized by poverty, despair, and hopelessness. In the world and the future, or the world and the future look bleak. Pathos is a theme of life. Apathy is a state of helplessness. Its victims needy in every way. Lack not only resources, but also the energy to avail themselves of what resources may be available. Unless external energy is supplied by caregivers, death through passive suicide can result. Without the will to live, the hopeless stare blankly, unresponsive to stimuli, until their eyes stop tracking and there's not even enough energy left to swallow pro-offered food. This is the level of the homeless and the dialects of society. It is also the fate of many of the aged and others who become isolated by chronic or progressive diseases. The apathic are dependent. People in apathy are heavy and are felt to be a burden by those around them. Too often, society lacks sufficient motivation to be of any real help to cultures as well as individuals at this level, who are seen as drains of resources. This is the level of the streets of Calcutta, where only the saintly such as Mother Teresa and her followers dare to tread. Apathy is the level of abandonment of hope, and few have the courage to really look it in the face. Now, apathy, right? Poverty, despair, helplessness, completely needy, they said, right? Lack resources, and also lack the energy to even use the resources they have, or if they had the resources they needed to actually, if the resources they needed were given to them, they still would lack the energy to use even that, it's saying, right? So I want you to think about this description. I'm going to tie it in because remember, everything, if I plug this into the other video we were doing, check it out before, equations versus variables, everything is based off perspective. So you may have heard me read that passage and you may really be feeling confident right now. Like, nah, I got a 6-figure job. I got my own business. Oh man, yeah, that's what the homeless people be going through. That's what the poverty people be going through. But wait, let's see how this connects to you too. Okay. Before you get too proud of yourself or find too much pride in what you got, right? Okay. So lack the energy to move. Sometimes You don't even want to get out of bed, right? So, I mean, if you ask yourself, haven't we all experienced apathy in our lives? Haven't you ever been comfortable, maybe even too comfortable, and didn't want to move up or on to the next level, right? Maybe you chose not to go after or to accept a new position or a new challenge because you felt it was easier, or you liked how easy it was on the level that you were on right now, right? Doesn't that translate into you didn't want to use, or you didn't have the energy it would take to get to the next level? See, you see the similarities there? Look at apathy by definition. Here it is saying without feeling, pathos. Okay? Without feeling. You didn't move on to that next level, that higher level. You didn't want to watch the Jeffersons moving on now because you were without feeling. You couldn't feel that. You felt like it was too far for you. It was too much work. You didn't feel it. You can't achieve, you can't get what you don't first have the energy to want. Now, see, you're not any different in some cases, no matter where you're at in life, than the homeless. So be careful. I'm going to come back to that in a moment. So it translates, like we said earlier, to you either didn't have the energy or you didn't want to expend the energy to actually move up to the next level, or to go this way instead of that way, or to just move, period, instead of sitting still, right? You didn't expend the energy. Now, unless external energy is supplied, this is when the Most High comes and kicks you off your path, or say you're going in the wrong direction, we're going to strip everything from you, or you get a lucky break, quote unquote, and you get thrown into this position, or something happens and these dominoes fall and you wind up here in a spot that you would never have been in on your own, and then you are forced to put the effort forward to survive. You see? Now you can find the energy because you got to, but you wouldn't have done it on your own. So because you wouldn't have done it on your own, isn't that still a form of apathy? You got to ask yourself these questions. So up until now, right? Let me go back to the homeless. Okay? The poverty people, as you call them. You know what I'm saying? Well, the people that you might, or somebody you know might look down on. This is who needs to see this video. And you've talked to them. Everybody knows somebody. This is who you need to share this video with. It's going to help them understand why you look at them the way that you do. Up until now, you may feel that this only pertains, apathy, to the homeless or the derelicts of society, as the books say. But here's the twist. There will always be levels above you. So in reality, no matter what you feel like you have accomplished, no matter how many cars you think you got, how many houses you think you got, no matter how many people you think support you, you are still going to be viewed as apathetic by someone else. The same way you're viewing them, you're allowing yourself to be viewed, as we discussed in the previous video. Go check that out if you didn't see that. The same way you think about them, people are going to think about you. So take the time to see greatness in all, because then people will find the greatness in you. Because like I said, if you're viewing and judging the homeless, you are just as homeless, just as in poverty, just as in despair, just as helpless as they are. Compared to you, you are to someone else that's greater than you. Hold on here. Excuse me. Take a moment. So what I need you to do is to let that marinate in your mind. I need you to get with your friends and family, because we have to change the collective consciousness of our communities to understand that we are no better than what we represent. We are all in this together. Okay? So until you realize that you are them, you will never want to see them in any better of a position than what they are. Okay? Yeah. Somebody's still looking at you like you're homeless, even though you got keys to a $350,000 home because you don't own it. So you're still homeless. All right? And even when you pay it off, you might not own it then, but that's another discussion. Okay? So you can't say you don't need a job and look down on people who have a job if you need customers, because you're still dependent upon other people. You can't be mad at someone on food stamps if you find yourself still clipping a coupon or on Groupon, because isn't it the same thing when you really look at it? I'm just saying, if we spend less energy judging each other, trying to feel like one is better than the other, we can all achieve greatness together, because everybody has something great about them. This homeless people that living on the street right here, people walk past them every day. And you've heard the stories of like the $1 Million Man voice, who they found homeless and he wound up running in and had a great voice or something and became the radio talk show person. You know what I mean? You never know a person's dreams, talents, abilities until you actually get to interact with them. Everybody's good at something. So all you're doing is cheating yourself, because everybody doesn't share the same views. So just because you think you're so much better than somebody doesn't mean someone's not looking at you, again, just as hopeless, just as in despair, just as in the poverty, okay, as you think you're viewing them. All right. So with that being said, I want to pull a card and I want to see what comes up relative to this discussion. All right. Because everybody doesn't share the same view. Okay. Just because you think you made it don't mean you really did, you know? And everybody appreciates action, but action don't always translate to accomplishment. So yeah, you might be doing something and you might see someone else that looks like they're not doing nothing, but what they are doing is getting them so much further ahead than all you're running around is doing, and you too busy thinking you better than them, so you ain't learned nothing from them. Okay? They might have already learned what you think you know. So, apathy. Isn't it in you too? Okay? Let's see what these cards say. Shout out to 8 Coins Tattoo Tarot. Contact them, let them know Pasha Pyro sent you, get you a deck of these cards. It's my first deck and my favorite so far. I guess that's kind of easy to say when it's your only deck that you have that's yours. So I'm interested to see what card comes out in respect to apathy. Okay? Lit the sage, we sage the cards. Let's see what we got going on here from the deck, and let's see how it ties into our conversation today. Again, thank you for tuning the replay. Subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and share this with somebody. We all know somebody that's quick to judge, and this is what they don't have going on in their mind, so they can judge everybody else with such ease, because they never knew that when you point one finger at someone else, 3 is pointing back at you. Okay, here we go. And what we have is the Ace of Wands. All right. Give me a second here. And I'm going to tell you what this means. Okay. So the suit of Wands is connected to the element of fire, passion, creativity, desire, and struggle. I'm telling you, man, if you didn't know, you would think this was made up, but you can't fake this stuff here. Look, the Wand suit generally deals with our deepest passions and goals relating to self-improvement, creative development, goal setting, and emotional exertion. Each card in the suit of Wands tells a story about taking on goals and setting out to achieve them. All right. Let me get this on full screen for you. Okay. Here we go. All right. So check this card out. The Ace of Wands often comes to us when we are in need of a creative outlet. It is burning hot with passion, enthusiasm, and creative energy. The wand reminds us to dream big and to be brave as we take the first steps in materializing our dreams. A hand reaches forward, holding a single wand. The wand is sprouting leaves and full of life. A young woman locks her eyes onto the wand, and she is ready to claim it as her own. The magic wand appears to be a gift, an offering for her, a tool to help her materialize her dreams. A large red jewel sits at her heart, and a castle sits upon her head. Her passion and fantasies are clear as the smile on her face. Okay? Now, when the Ace of Wands is offered to you, do not pass it by. Now is the time to bring your dreams to life. If you want to build a beautiful castle for yourself, have confidence in yourself and do it. Don't be afraid of taking chances. Risks are always part of creation, but today they are nothing to be afraid of. It's like magic. Okay? It's like magic. Look, everything was just there to say that you need to hear. If you feel like you're suffering apathy, you gotta just reach out for it. You see that wand is extended out to her. But if you picture yourself, whether you're male or female, this is just a metaphor. Don't get caught up on it being a female on the card. Okay. If she never reaches out and grabs that wand, she never has the energy to lift her hand to receive that gift, it will never do her any good, or you. See, that's apathy. That's apathy. When you don't have the energy, not even to get the tools or to use the tools that you have, that's apathy. Okay, she's got everything she needs. The castle's on her mind. The kingdom, your dreams of building the kingdom is on your mind. But if you don't take the step, if you don't have the energy, if you are still suffering apathy, even though you feel like you're paying your bills, you have your mortgage, you're doing all this stuff, if that's the level you wish to remain on for the rest of your life, then think about it. You don't need any more energy. But if there is anything else you would want for yourself, for your future generations, for your neighbors, for your community, for your people that you love, for the people that you don't love, you need to have a little bit more energy and reach out and grab the wand and do something more than you did yesterday. That might be what it takes. Grow your kingdom, people. This is Pasha Paro, YNet7. Thank you for tuning. The